Hi guys, and welcome back to another Premier League video. Round 27 coming up, but quick recap on round 26. One score correct. West Ham drawing 1-1 with Newcastle. It's a very good point for Newcastle, and it helps them out a lot to push towards safety, which I think they're pretty comfortably going to get now. But let's move in to this weekend's predictions. There are two postponed games this weekend due to the Carabao Cup Final between Chelsea and Liverpool. Starting off with the first postponed game, Chelsea take on Leicester. Now Chelsea, they won 1-0 against Palace in their first game of February in the Premier League. Leicester lost 2-1 to Wolves, and they haven't won a game in 2022. Quite different from the Leicester we're used to over the past few seasons. Not very consistent. Not really going to finish anywhere decent this season. But they're going to stay in the division and they can try and launch something towards the European places next season. This game, don't know when it's going to be played, but I reckon Chelsea will win it 2-0. And our second postponed game is Arsenal versus Liverpool. Now Arsenal, they've won 2 in a row. However, they are currently playing against Wolves as of recording and losing 1-0 at half time. They've been decent as of late, but losing the game at the moment. Liverpool won 6 in a row and won their last game 6-0 against Leeds. Absolutely smashed them. Arsenal are at home for this game. I can see them getting a few goals, but I think Liverpool have obviously got that bit extra. So I'm going to go for a pretty high scoring, exciting game. Liverpool win 3-2. And let's get in to the games that are actually being played this weekend, starting off with Southampton versus Norwich. Now Southampton, they've only lost 1 of their last 9, so they're in very good form. And they did win their last game 2-0 against Everton. Norwich, they lost their last 2 games, but it was against Man City and Liverpool. And before that, they picked up 7 points out of 3 games, which is obviously a very good return for a team so low in the table. And Norwich are one of those teams that I feel, the way they've played this season under Dean Smith, they could go on a little run and maybe escape. It's just whether there's, a team that are worse than them, an extra team that are worse than them. I don't think there is, which is a bit of an issue for them. I think they will get relegated at the end of the season, but I think they will give it a good go and it'll be quite tight down the bottom. For this game, I'm going to go Southampton to win again because they're in such good form at the moment. Southampton win 2-0. Now the next 2 teams have something in common, but it's not something that you'd want. It's Leeds versus Spurs. Leeds lost 3 in a row and they've lost 4 out of their last 5. Spurs also lost 4 out of their last 5 and their last game was a 1-0 loss against Burnley. And that came on the back of beating Man City 3-2. So quite a strange week for Spurs, but not the way to end it. And this game, it's hard to call because both teams aren't in the greatest of form, but I've just got to go with a side that have more quality and are able, I think they're able to get something out of this game when they're on form. So I'm going to go Spurs to win 2-1. A big game near the bottom of the table next as Brentford take on Newcastle. Now Brentford, they've lost 6 out of their last 7 games. And they are very, very quickly dropping into a relegation battle. Newcastle, they're unbeaten in 6, winning 3 and drawing 3. And I think they're on a pretty safe road to safety now. I think Newcastle will be able to get over the line quite comfortably and pull teams like Brentford into a bit of a relegation scrap. For this game, I'm going to go with the form team. I think Newcastle are much improved recently. So I'm going to go Newcastle to win 2-1. Brighton take on Villa next. And Brighton have lost 2 in a row after 7 unbeaten. So not the greatest form for Brighton. Can they pick themselves back up and get on form again? Well, they're against a Villa side that have only won 1 out of their last 7 games, and they've lost 2 in a row against Newcastle and Watford, both 1-0. That honeymoon period for Steven Gerrard seems to have gone now, and they're slipping into a bit of poor form. Will they be able to see themselves out of it? I'm not sure. I think this game will be very tight. Brighton, they're pretty good defensively. I'm going to go down the middle, 1-1. Palace versus Burnley now. Palace won 4-1 against Watford after 6 without a win. Burnley have won 2 in a row against Brighton and Spurs, and that came after 1 win in the first 21 league games. So Burnley have got more wins in their last 2 games than they did in the rest of the season. Burnley are a team that tend to go on a run. It always starts very randomly when you least expect it. And they always sort of rely on these runs where they might win 4 out of 6 or something like that. And it gets them to safety every season. I thought they were pretty written off, but I think one of those runs could be starting again here. This is a difficult one to call, as Palace, they did win 4-1 against Watford, and they do have a quite exciting team, to be fair. Burnley, can they really survive again? It's really difficult. I'm very stuck with this. Could go either way. I'm going to go down the middle again. But instead of 1-1, let's add some more goals. 2-2. Man United take on Watford next. And Man United, they are unbeaten in 7 in the league. And that came after 2 wins in a row. The last one, a 4-2 against Leeds. Watford, they've only won 1 out of their last 13. And they lost their last game 4-1 against Palace. Now, if you remember the reverse of this fixture, Watford beat Man United 4-1, and it was Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's last game in charge for Man United. Can Watford pull off something similar again? I don't think so. I think Man U are, a bit too strong at the moment. They're not losing many games at all in the league. And Watford just are in a very, very poor run of form that's probably going to see them get relegated. For this one, I think Man United will win pretty comfortably, but I do always fancy Watford to get a goal. Man United win 3-1. Everton take on Man City next. Everton lost 5 out of 6, and their last one was a 2-0 loss to Southampton. Man City lost 3-2 to Spurs, which blew the title race right open. I wasn't expecting it. And that came after 15 unbeaten with 14 wins for Man City. So they were in very good form, and I'm pretty sure they'll get back to winning ways here against a struggling Everton. Since Lampard's been in charge, they've played 3 league games, won 1 against Leeds, and lost the other 2 against Newcastle and Southampton. I can't see Everton being able to get anything here against Man City. I think they're way too strong. I don't really think they'll score. So I'll go Man City win 2-0. And finally, it's West Ham versus Wolves. Now, West Ham drawn 2 in a row, and they've only won 1 out of their last 5. Wolves, they've won 6 out of their last 8, won 2 in a row, and they've only lost 1 of those 8. So Wolves are in brilliant form. They're currently playing, beating Arsenal 1-0 at half-time. And I think this is a very important game for that European race. And I think Wolves are just going to win it. I think they're in a much better position at the moment than West Ham. West Ham started firing very early, shooting up the table, did very well at the start. But their form has dropped a little bit since. And it's seen a lot of teams catch up to them. West Ham have also played more games than a lot of teams around them. So teams like Wolves are working with games in hand. And I think Wolves will win this. I'll go Wolves to win 2-1. So, those are my predictions for these Premier League fixtures. Let me know down in the comments what your predictions are. Please like the video, subscribe and hit the notification bell for more Premier League content. And I'm hoping to get to 60 subscribers by the end of this month. I'm on 54 at the moment, so please, if you've enjoyed this, make sure to hit that subscribe button.